Welcome back. You're watching Business Lunch. Now, today is the last day to register for a voter ID card for the general elections. And we at CNBC-TV18 have found a workaround to try and get your voter ID in time. CNBC-TV18's Kevin Lee takes you through the process of registering for a new voter ID. Take a look.
The first phase of the Lok Sabha elections are less than a month away, and if you still don't have your voter ID, we have some bad as well as some good news for you. The bad news first, you can't apply online anymore because that process normally takes between 45 to 60 working days, and chances are that you're not going to get your voter ID in time. The good news is that we do have a strategy that might help you get your voter ID in time for the elections. Of course, we can't make any guarantees, but this is definitely your best bet to still get a voter ID in time for the general elections. The first step to get your voter ID is to go to the NVSP website and download the Form 6. You can download this in either English, Hindi or Malayalam. The first page of the form looks something like this, and you're going to need this form regardless of whether you're applying for a new voter ID or you want to change your address on your old voter ID. The second step is to fill out this form, and we're going to show you how to do that. It's a fairly simple form to fill. It needs basic details. Also, there is a specific instruction manual on the website, so you can refer to that in case you're having any difficulty. You also need one photograph and a proof of identity and a proof of address. There are special appendixes that you need to attach in case you're applying for a change of address or for a replacement of an older voter ID. Now that my form is filled up, I'm going to go to my local election office to submit it. Follow me. Step 3. Take your filled up Form 6 along with a copy of a proof of identity and proof of address. In my case, both of those are a copy of my passport, and come down to your local election office. I'm going to submit my filled up Form 6 inside this office. Follow me. So once you've submitted your form inside, you will get an acknowledgement slip that looks a little something like this. You'll also get a number by which you can track the status of your application on a website. The process goes like this. The election regional officer will send an official to verify that you actually live at your address, so there will be a physical verification done, following which, if all goes well, your voter ID will be dispatched to your address and you can vote in these Lok Sabha elections. In Mumbai, Kevin Lee.
Okay, very important to exercise your vote, and to do that you need to make a voter ID, and today is the last day to do that. Well, let's move on. Interesting developments taking place in the political arena. Former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister and the Bahujan Samaj Party Chief Mayawati has made a sudden announcement of not contesting the Lok Sabha polls, citing the current political situation. In fact, she says, "I do not want to see the alliance lose at any cost. More than my personal victory, it's more important to win each and every seat in Uttar Pradesh." So that's the latest coming in on that front. But we do have Pranshu Mishra, who joins on the phone line to give us an update on that. Hi, Pranshu.
Come as a surprise, because we had already reported in the past that there is a strong possibility of Mayawati not contesting the poll. And even don't be surprised if in days to come, even Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party president, announces that he too is not contesting. See, the argument on the face value of it is that we both need to have to campaign. Mayawati needs to campaign. She has responsibility to campaign in UP and elsewhere. And therefore, she doesn't want to be tied up to a particular constituency. But then the inside story, of course, is that both Mayawati realizes that as soon as she gets into the poll mode, she herself goes to contest the polls. BJP will clearly come out with a very strong strategy on the constituency on which she was supposed to file a nomination, that is either Nagina in West UP or Ambedkar Nagar in East UP. So clearly, I think the opposition leaders at this stage don't want to be tied up in that sort of a close contest, and therefore this argument has come up that Mayawati is not going to contest the polls. The other side of the story will, the interesting development can also be that will Akhilesh also, by the same logic of campaigning for his party, also decide not to contest, because he has initially declared to contest from Kannauj, but now his wife Dimple Yadav is already a candidate from that seat.
All right. Very, very important points there, Pranshu. Thanks so much for getting us all the details. Very, very interesting turn of events on the political front. With that, it's a wrap on Business Lunch. Midcap Radar is coming up next. Stay tuned for that.